Let's take a look at SharePoint and sharing with SharePoint. So SharePoint is an online app related to your Microsoft 365 account with your BMCC Microsoft account. And so in addition to having Outlook Mail with your account, you have OneDrive and Word online and Excel online and SharePoint, Teams. And these are all programs related to the Microsoft 365 suite of things that we have. So here I'm in my SharePoint, and here I'm seeing stuff I have frequently. If you were recently added to a SharePoint group, it's not going to appear in your frequent sites because you haven't seen it. So there's two ways to get to it. One, when you're added to a SharePoint group, you get an email. That email will contain a link to that SharePoint group. So for example, if you were added to the academics group, then selecting the link that you get email that says you're part of this group now will take you to the home page for that group. If you go to your SharePoint and you think there should be a group, but it's not, just search for the name of it. And then it'll pop up and then you can get to it. So here I can see this is the SharePoint group for academics. And I can go check it out. If you did have to search for it because it wasn't in your home page, then you want to make sure you select following. If you're new to a group and you're not following it, then it will not necessarily appear on your home page here. So again, you'll get an invitation if you're part of a group, and otherwise, if it's not appearing on your SharePoint homepage, then you can search for that group in SharePoint. And once you're on that group, then you can select following. So for example, I'm on the website team, something I've been to recently. And it happens to be on my homepage because I use it all the time. But if I wasn't seeing it, I would want to select the star here to actually follow it. So it'll appear. Next, documents. So SharePoint has documents, and the documents are actually managed by OneDrive. So sharing with SharePoint and syncing with SharePoint documents is the same almost as syncing with OneDrive. And why would you want to sync SharePoint documents to your computer? Well, if you are going to edit documents or spreadsheets and you prefer the desktop version of Word or Excel, then you would want to sync that group to your computer. And let's go ahead and do that for the website team here. And it'll open up the OneDrive app to set up the syncing. Now, if I go to OneDrive or my documents, my file explorer, then I should see over here a new access item on the left side here, and then the team, the SharePoint group that I just selected to sync. So now, instead of editing those documents online, like I can do on the website here, I can edit them locally on my computer. And again, the OneDrive app is really just your file explorer. So if you open up, close this stack, go to File Explorer, showing the options. So Windows E opens up the File Explorer. And just like you could go to your documents there, you can also go to now any synced SharePoint group for your OneDrive. All right, so next is sharing. Now, generally, if you want people to have edit access to documents as part of a SharePoint group, then they should be a member of that group. You can, however, assign an individual outside of that group edit access. To do that, you would select the share link for that item. And then you would want to switch to people you choose. And then again, whether it's view or edit, apply. Now, people I say can edit, so I can add someone here. I want Stan to do this, and then I want to include a message for why I'm sharing this with him. So you can individually share with a person as part of the institution or outside the institution. Otherwise, if a person needs to be editing most stuff in here or have access to it to somehow move things around, then they should be a member of the group. So a couple options there. If you're using this as storage for documents that need to be available through the web, then let's suppose these documents right here need to be available to anyone out there, public disclosure like on our website, then in that case, I would get the share link for anyone. Let's see, it's not turned on for this one, so it'll be different. By the way, the public access to these, IT has to enable that. So it's not enabled for my website team group, but it is for the curriculum committee, for example. The documents there. Suppose I want this folder right here to be publicly accessible for viewing. Then I would go to the share link, and anyone with the link can view. I would want to copy that link. And then I could publish this on the website. You can also do it with individual documents. Benefit for doing a folder for something like this, suppose you have minutes for your advisory committee or minutes for a committee that need to be publicly available, then what you would do is you would get the anyone with the link can view link. You would get that link posted on the website page for that committee. And then as far as every time new minutes or agendas come in for that, you just have to put them in the right folder. That folder is linked on the website, and then people can automatically see what is ever new there. So for example, I'm doing that now for catalogs, past catalogs. They used to be stored in the website, but the new website is not going to have document storage. The document storage is going to be SharePoint instead. So here I have an area called past academic catalogs, and then a view all from 2004 to 2021 link. And anytime we put through SharePoint a new catalog in that folder, it will be publicly accessible. Now here we're seeing my edit view of this because I'm logged in. But if I go to a browser where I'm not logged in, then this is what the general public would see. They would see the files, but there's no access to edit, move things around, delete things, and so on. And then anytime we add something new to this folder, it's publicly accessible in that publicly accessible folder. So that is going to make our use of documents on the website much easier for the workflow. You don't have to get somebody else to post that document on the website for you. You just have them in the appropriate folder that's shared from SharePoint. All right, that's it for now. Take care.